Hey Wargamers, welcome back. Purple Druid here with another Miniature Monday update. I was on vacation last week and I was hoping to do a short video about what I was working on, but it just didn't happen because I was too relaxed and having too nice of a time. But anyway, here we are back in the real world of miniature wargaming. And today we're going to take a quick peek at what we're working on and what is coming up in the future. So right here we have the Union of Macayon. These are the 15mm Warlord Games minis. These are for the Waterloo game, but they are going to be the Aristo troops for the Union of Macayon. We're making some good headway on these. We're almost done. You can see what they look like here with the faces. I may or may not hit those with some wash, but I kind of don't think I'm going to. I am going to do the faces and hands on all of the troops, and then I just need to hit these. You can see their hats. They have a little crest on there, so those are going to get highlighted with orange and red. Once they have been based and are squared away into regiments, then each base I'm going to paint. There's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little hat, or a little, I should say, a little feather on the hat there. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, they're cream colored right now. Those are going to get colored. Each individual company will have their own color. You can see here in this, my notebook, first company will be purple, second company yellow, green, cream and red, and then yellow and black. The various color schemes here. I also have color scheme for the Empire of Serenagor, and back here, color schemes for the Confederacy of Gridelica. So they are actually what's next up on the painting table. Second, we have these. This is more of the Waterloo troops. These are cavalry. These are going to be painted up for the Confederacy of Gridelica, and they're going to get green jackets and gray trousers. The gray and gray, just, I don't know, it's just, the green looks better, so we're going to go with the green. So I'm pretty excited about that. With any luck, if I'm able to maintain the discipline of painting every Sunday and Monday night, I should be able to get those 2 frames of cavalry done as well. And then I believe that will bring us to 14 frames painted out of 24, which is pretty exciting because I've been working on this for a year and a half. Right? That's a long time. That's a lot of minis. In the meantime, I've also painted a whole bunch of aliens and xenomorphs and cowboys and townspeople in 15mm. So the Imaginations campaign is coming along, and it's going to be a lot of fun when we do get it started fairly soon. Next up, we have a playtest for Mr. Clint Davey, who has put together a cool game here. It's a little mini game. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do with it, but it is the battle for Gallipoli in 1915. This is the playboard, the play surface. So you move from point to point. It's got 1 page of rules. We have these nifty tokens, and because I can, and I'm in a crafty mood, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out and then glue them onto these little cubes here. I'm in a cube kind of mood. And then the various leadership tokens, we're going to glue those on these black counters. These used to be Scrabble letters. So that is a project for later today. I keep dropping these. I got so many. Later today, that'll be a project. Next on the list, the blocks. The Imaginations campaign, I know I've been talking about that forever, and it pains me that I've been waiting and just wanting to do it with the miniatures. So what I've done, I went ahead and got a whole bunch more of these Woodcraft cubes. 36 15mm cubes. This was $1.25 at the dollar store. So I have quite a few of these. I just bought 8 more. I also have some 3/4 inch cubes that I painted white. These white ones, these will be used for various marking needs. I have green cubes. I have yellow cubes. Each of these quart containers has 72 of the colored cubes. Again, these are 15mm. And you can also see that I picked up some Jenga sets, and so we have some rectangles down there that we can use for infantry companies and things like that. So we should be able to play basically any game, any scenario, any kind of layout with these cubes. And I've been looking for stickers. I can't find stickers. I've emailed a couple of companies that have the Kriegspiel items for sale and asked if they just sell the sticker sheets so I could stick those on here. But I have a feeling I'm just going to go ahead and draw those on. They're not that complicated. The symbols. Where are the symbols? I got them here somewhere. So yeah, so these are the Kriegspiel symbols. Basically, your cavalry, it has one diagonal. The infantry has an X. Or they have this fun three color thing. But I'll just make that an X. We'll kind of, I think we're going to merge this style with the NATO style. We'll come up with something. But the important thing is it needs to be visible on camera, you know, from 3 or 4 feet away. So you need to be able to look at it and say, okay, that cube is cavalry for the yellow, or that cube is infantry for the green. So we'll figure it out. Don't worry. We will apply our imaginations. Now, that being said, I need also to do some more. And I thought I had more, but I don't. Blue cubes and rectangles. Again, these are the little mini Jenga rectangles. These are perfect size. I only have 12. I thought I had more of blue and red and gray. So I'm going to paint up some more of these rectangles for the blue, red, and grays. And then I've got more packets of the 15mm cubes, again, for blue, red, and gray. That way, we've got gray and blue for Civil War. We've got blue and red for Napoleonics. We have yellow and green for Allies for either of those. And we can also go back and do Ancients. We can do literally any era with these cubes. So I'm very excited about that. And while we're talking about imaginations, I'm going to hit pause for just a second so I can show you some of the other things that we've been working on. Hang on. Okay, so here we have the Imaginations Campaign Notebook. And I'm pretty excited about this. What I've got here is I got this big map. And I drew this out. It is loosely based on some Western European countries. And I stole some naming conventions from them as well. Then what I did is I went ahead and drew that here in the notebook. And then I made some copies. Copies on 11 by 17 paper here. And so we can take these and use them to draw in the various other items we need to make this campaign happen, such as resources, troop movements, etc., etc. So the blocks will be used to track movement across the strategic map, and then we'll have the specific maps for resources. Now, generating resources, that is actually taken from this book, Hellfire Campaigns by Jim Webster. And he's got a system where you throw down some playing cards, and the playing cards have values for forests and mines and what have you. So I've generated the playing cards for each of these 5 areas. I'm not sure, I think you can see it. I drew a grid on here. So each one of these represents 1 playing card. And so the various resources will fit in there. Now, they will also apply to recruiting and manufacturing as well. So that will affect the progress of the campaign, depending on this campaign will include economic factors as well. So the settlements were actually generated from the Solo Wargaming Guide by William Sylvester. I don't have that handy to show you on the screen, but the rest, the characters, let's go through this notebook a little bit here. We've got some stuff. So like I said, the Solo Wargaming Guide is what we started with. And like I said, I started this a year ago, and I really didn't have the experience or the knowledge to lay all these out. So what I've done is I've made some more notes. And for instance, here's an alphabetical list of all of the settlements. The settlements, I cheated. The first letter is their settlement class, which, according to this, Class A is the largest. They will provide 2 to 5 regiments of regulars, 1 regiment of militia. They have a supply capacity for 5 regiments, and the garrison is 300 men. So each of these cities then is listed on the big map, and so we know what resources we can get, and then we can start moving them around. Also for the regiments as they battle will gain experience, and so we'll have a card to track each regiment, and then also for each regiment they'll have officers. The officers are going to get a character card, and the details for the character cards are taken from both Tony Bath's Ancient Wargaming, How to Set Up a War Games Campaign, and also I'm going to steal some concepts from one of the newest campaign books on the market, which is Henry Hyde's War Games Campaigns, which we'll bring back out in just a little bit. So we've got that. Now, in addition, we have the calendar. As you can see, I was going to start this last October. It's just not going to, it just didn't happen. I didn't have all the minis painted, and now I still don't have them painted, but I want to get this going, so we're going to use cubes. Right here, we're going to put in a gazetteer of the state forces. What else we got here? This is the map, and as we get into various zones, we'll draw in more detailed maps, and in the end, our little notebook here will have all the information, and it'll be a perfect complete campaign diary. Here you can see I got some outlines, like coloring book outlines for different soldiers. So we have the Aristos, we have which will be the Napoleonic style troops. These are the Civil War style troops. So we have the Union of Macayon here, the Empire of Serenagor. I have not yet done the Confederacy yet, so that page will get inserted in just a little bit. Again, this notebook is fantastic. It has 4 different styles of pages: hex, grid, dot grid, and lined. You can get this for like $7 on Amazon. So it's a really cool thing. And I just printed that off and glued it on the front because I like it. What else? I made a whole list of things to talk about here. Each turn on the map for the campaign will be 1 week of game time, and we'll try to keep that as close as we can to the current calendar. I'm hoping to start this in June with our inciting incident. And what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and obviously I've done a lot of preliminary work already, but I'm planning to make videos detailing each step. So we'll go back to how we laid out the map, how we laid out the settlements, what the settlements have in terms of resources and manpower. And that should take us into July, which I've tentatively scheduled for the Campaign Carnival 2024. So we'll tie all of this together with the Campaign Carnival and the Imaginations campaign. Now, I do want to say that all of this work that you see here, everything has been made possible by over a year's worth of research now. And, you know, starting with Tony Bath's Ancient Wargaming, going back and trying to figure out, I mean, I've been wargaming for a long, long time and doing, you know, simple, easy peasy campaigns, but watching some of these other channels, specifically Will Heth at his channel and Mr. Wargaming on Joy of Wargaming, as well as plenty of others, they've really inspired me to get down and do the nitty gritty, and then, you know, be able to share that with y'all. So that's where we are with that. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you too. Hang on. And like I said, I've gone back and I've done a ton of research on the earliest and most prolific authors of the wargaming community. So we have Charles Grant here. I do have some of Don Featherstone's books. Those are downstairs. I recently received, I'm just going through John Curry's History of Wargaming project, but volume by volume. Not actually in order, but this is volume 2. This has the Kriegspiel stuff. Haha, why am I so interested in Kriegspiel? Well, there you go. More Wargaming Pioneers. This is Ancient and World War II from Tony Bath, Lionel Tarr, and Michael Corns. This is volume 4 of the History of Wargaming. This has the original rules for what Tony Bath has in put together in the Hibernian campaign. This is volume 5. This has Bill Lamming's medieval rules, rules for wargaming by Arthur Taylor, and the complete Discovering War Games by John Tunstall. Now, again, all of these books have, they comprise the foundation that wargaming has been built on over the past few years, many years. And so all of that actually is distilled into the new book from Henry Hyde, Wargaming Campaigns, which is an absolutely brilliant book. All right, sorry about that interruption by the Amazon delivery. Yay. So, in any case, what I was saying, all of these books, all this research that I have been doing over the past year plus is actually distilled into this heavy-duty volume from Henry Hyde. I highly recommend that if you do not have this book and you don't have these other books, the only one you really need to get is this one. What Henry Hyde has done here is honestly to synthesize all the information from all the other books, the other, you know, giants of wargaming. Obviously, we're all standing on their shoulders, and what Henry has done here was my intention all along, which was to go through and pick out the best pieces from each part. So we have the March to Glory campaign in here, which is just fantastic, and it truly is a distillation of how to set up a campaign, pulled from Featherstone, pulled from Bath, pulled from other of the luminaries of the wargaming scene, and, you know, some of his own creations as well. Everything is credited here. He's got a bunch of great ideas for maps, and where else? Talks about, where is it here? What section is it? Where's the color? This one. Personality-driven campaigns. This is where he really dives into fleshing out the personalities of the officers. Tony Bath touches on this. Henry Hyde really fleshes it out here. And I think it's going to be very interesting and really blurs the line between tabletop war games and role-playing games. And then the last couple things I want to touch base on, I picked up a few Ancients rules. So this is Field of Glory. This is the original, again, from the History of Wargaming, 6th edition Ancient Rules by WRG. So that should be pretty cool. And then, to get back to the Imaginations campaign, we are going to probably be doing some of the battles themselves using some of these rules. Because again, we want to keep it simple, and also because there's just so many rules out there, and I don't know if I want to dig in and learn 17 systems, but maybe we will. Maybe we'll try a different, different rule system for the different various battles. We can certainly do that. And the final project that is also going to be a series of videos, War Games Illustrated. This has a campaign system for Valor and Fortitude called Strategy and Guile, and it is several pages here. It goes through turns. He shows these little flags. I thought, wow, these flags are awesome, but these are pins, and I managed to find some actual flags, and I ordered them, and they've just come in, and I'll show you those in just a minute. But so we're going to go over this turn system, these campaign rules that are designed specifically for Valor and Fortitude. And there's a couple more. In this issue 424, we have some more Valor and Fortitude. There's a campaign and several scenarios. It's got a mini campaign and some scenarios. And then there's actually some more stuff here too in 425. So again, we'll be digging into these. I'll make some videos and share some information for you that will be helpful for the Campaign Carnival, which is coming right up. And then I talked about these flags. I was really excited. I thought they'd be really cool. And I think they will be very useful. The problem is, now that I get these, they look bigger than they did on the screen. And that may just be because I was looking at it on my phone. I don't know. But these are pretty good sized flags. Long pins. I mean, this is an inch. Right, so the pin itself is over an inch, and then the flag is over 1/4 of an inch by, well, almost 3/4 of an inch. So it's a good sized flag. Let's see what these look like. So say this is one of our regiments. These blocks are just pine. It should just sink right in. So, interesting. But I think that, yeah, I think that'll work. It'll make it easier to see, definitely from the camera. So yeah, it sinks right into those. I think that'll be good. I think that'll work. So, all right, cool. We're coming up on 25 minutes. I think that's enough of this video. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Go ahead and share this with your pals, and leave a comment if you have any questions or comments or something you want to see, something that you're interested in. Definitely be sure to subscribe so that you can pay attention and participate if you want to in the Campaign Carnival coming up soon. And stay tuned for the Building a Campaign from Scratch series, probably starting next week. So thanks a lot. Have a great day and keep on gaming.